as the sun rises here to get ready for the week before Rosh Hashanah. We'll start with Havdalah. Hine Yeshuati Eftach V'lo Evchad Ki Oziv Azimrat Ya Adonai Vayehi Li Shua Ushafte Mayim Besason Mihimainei Shua L'Adonai Shua Alamecha Birchatecha Sela Adonai Tzevaot Imanu Miskav Lanu Elohei Yaakov Sela Adonai Tzevaot Asher Adam Boteach Bach Adonai Hoshia Hamelech Yaneinu V'yom Koreinu ליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ועיקר כן תהיה לנו כוס ישועות אשא ובשם אדוני אקרא. ניי 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 ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. Ay ay nay 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 Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei isvei v'samim. Ah 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 Ay nay 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 ay ay nay 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 Ay nay 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 Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam בורא מאורי האש. איי ניי 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 ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המבדיל בין קודש לחול, בין אור לחושך, בין ישראל לימים, בין יום השביעי לששת ימי המעשה. ברוך אתה אדוני, המבדיל בין קודש לחול. אליהו הנביא, אליהו התשבי, אליהו, אליהו, אליהו הגלעדי, במהרה בימינו יבוא אלינו, עם משיח בן דוד, עם משיח בן דוד.
Shavua Tov, everybody. Asher Koach, absolutely beautiful cantilever, and thank you so much. Once again, it's really wonderful to see everybody here and to conclude together what is both the last Shabbat of the year, but also to officially kick off and begin the High Holy Day season together. And that's what Selichot is all about. There are some factions of Judaism that actually begin saying Selichot every day for the entire month of Elul. But in our tradition here, we do it the Saturday night, right before Rosh Hashanah, which gives us the opportunity to mentally get ourselves in the right headspace and to prepare ourselves for what will be a beautiful year together, but also for the reflection, the introspection, and the hard work that we have to do to get ourselves ready, not just for Rosh Hashanah, but for Yom Kippur. And I can't think of a better theme to kick our time off together tonight than to have our guest, our special guest, Usmain, join us tonight. And I'm going to have Cantor Lieberman introduce his friend with a little more detail and some personal touch in just a moment. But I do want to share is I've spoken before, as little as just a few weeks ago during our week long of learning about the importance and the power of what Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs says is the hardest mitzvah in the entire Torah. The hardest mitzvah in the entire Torah. He says it's also the most important mitzvah in the entire Torah because it is a mitzvah that is mentioned well over 30 times, and that is the mitzvah of welcoming the stranger in our midst. And when I think about all of the ways that we could be better, we need to be better in the year ahead and in the years ahead, it's what does it mean to really be welcoming? We're told that we know what it's like to be as Jews, strangers in a strange land, and as a result, we have a unique responsibility to welcome others who may be strangers. And Usmain's story is a really beautiful one. It's a beautiful one, it's a painful one, but it is a beautiful one and also an inspiring one as well. So without further ado, I want to turn it over to Cantor Lieberman to introduce his friend to help start our evening together on what I believe will be a really beautiful and inspiring note as we officially kick off the High Holy Days together. So Cantor Lieberman, please take us away.
Usmain, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you guys.
Oh, hi, Usmain. So I want to introduce my dear friend and like brother in a sense, like adopted brother or, brother from another mother, Usmain, who I was introduced to in, I think, 2011, 2012 by my sister, Yael, who was at Yamin Ord Youth Village in the north of Israel. And I'm going to start with where I was and why I think Usmain is an amazing person to talk to us before Selichot. I had just finished the army, and as a soldier, I had very strong views that were very much towards, thinking about nationalism, Israel, how we can keep Israel all the time. And my sister introduced me to Usmain. And I think one conversation with you, Usmain, changed my whole outlook on the world. Usmain is from Darfur. He'll tell you all about his story, but he somehow, through so many crazy stories, ended up in Israel. And he literally did a Yetziat Mitzrayim. He left Egypt and came to Israel. He's a modern day Israelite of the past. And Usmain really, during that time, brought me to look at myself and ask myself, how can I help? How can I do things differently to help people like Usmain? Usmain now is a CEO of a nonprofit organization. He is a successful student. He finished his studies at a top school in Israel. He is a success story for someone who went from having almost nothing to being now a leader of not only his community, but a leader of many communities. Many people follow Usmain and want to be close to him because of his warmth, his way of looking at the world. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce my dear friend Usmain. thank you for being with us. I'm going to turn it over to you and the rabbi.
All right. Thank you so much for wonderful introduction. It's my privilege to meet you, all of you, and see and share my story with you guys. Shana Tova, I can start like this. I'm apologize. My English is not very good, but I will do my best and to share my story. Well, let me start a little bit where I come from, where I born, and where I grew up until age 9. Actually, I'm meeting people. I'm asking this first question to open also to discussion or share my story. I'm sure 100% all of you heard about Darfur and where is it Darfur and what happened in Darfur and what happening in Darfur. I born and grew up in village in Darfur area, and my important things what I was as a child and then I was doing and those things I remember until now is that first is my breakfast every morning. Go to wake up so early and go to the cow and drink milk from the cow directly. That's my breakfast. And I don't know, one of you guys, you did something like this. Directly to go to the cow and drink milk from the cow directly. That's your breakfast. So that's my breakfast was. And that's I miss a lot until today. My dad, he was a head of the village. And our house was every day with the people, a lot of people coming. And my dad has meetings with a lot of people. And I'm so young age, I came to with my dad and sit near to him to listen their discussions. And in the end of the meeting, I asked my dad a lot of questions. And he never answered my questions I asked him. And I just keep asking, like every day, all the time. I'm going to meeting with him, I ask him a lot of questions. 2003, a little bit, their meetings is going to be like change. Now they speaking more like the same things. And my questions also came like the same questions to him. They discussed about the war, about the government, about the politics, about the killing people, about the arresting people, like about raping women, a lot of difficult things. And I asked my dad all the time, what does it mean killing people? What does it mean war? What does it mean government? What does it mean country? A lot of questions I asked him, he never answered. So the same question I was asking my mom. And as you know, guys, all of you moms or dads, sharing or telling a story before the child got to sleep. So my mom was answering me like this. Okay, she going to share with me like some funny story, and then I got to sleep, and I never got my answers. And the same thing. One day, I remember that day. That was on Friday, and we all of us, my family, we just sit together at the same table. We want to eat our dinner. That was afternoon, and my dad, he understood something, and he said, "Guys, I'm going to do meeting. I want to do meeting for all of our village, and people will come, and I will tell the truth, what's going on. Even the child will understand what's going on. Even the woman will understand what's going on here." And he called everyone. In the meeting, he said to them, to all of us, if someone listens gunfire more than 3 times, that's war. So you're going to prepare yourself to war. And we don't know what that means, war. We never been in the war. And people they went their homes, and we're having our dinner together, our family, and we heard more than 3 times, 5 times, 6 times gunfire. And in the village, most of the families, they have gunfire. This is self-protection kind of people. People, they have like a lot of animals, and where around our village, that's also jungle, like danger jungles. And inside that, those jungles also they have like danger animals, like lion. Lion will come to attack other animals. So this kind of protection, they have gunfire. So my brother, my big brother, and my dad, they had also gunfire, and they understood that now is the war, so they have to just get out to protect the village and our enemy, our animal. So our enemy, they came attack the village. Our enemies, we called Janjaweed. They are a militia of Sudan government. They coming to attack villages in Darfur area. There's a million of reasons, but one of the reasons that's religion issue. Sudanese, like Sudan countries became like it's African country, but became religion Islamic country. And in Darfur, we do have also people, Christian, Muslim, and even people without known religion. My mom, she come from Muslim family, and my dad, he come from Christian family. So I'm just, they really believing by African culture and African Masoret, how do you say? Hanan will explain the traditional.
Tradition, yes.
Exactly. So they really believing that. And they don't care about exactly their religion, okay, and believing by religion and doing some activities in the religions. I never saw my dad and my mom also they doing practicing or doing something relevant to their religion. So I just grew up kind of this family. And so now we understood there's a war now. That was on Friday. And my mom and my two sisters, we are together now at home. And the house is not like, where we are today. All house is built by trees. Okay, big tree, we call it in Igbo. And it's like a house, something. So we've been in that house. And my big brother and my dad, they meet our enemy and they are fighting. And we're listening, a lot of gunfire outside, and we don't know what to do. And look, my mom, she understood the role of our enemy. A, they're going to kill the man. It doesn't matter. He is a like old man or just a boy, just born now. They realize the man, they're going to kill him without no question. That's the A. B, going to rape women and hate and kill her, not to shoot and kill by fire, by gunfire. So my mom, she understood that what she did, she saved me. That's my first time she saved me in my life. She understood where she come from. Her background is like Muslim family. And in the Muslim family, like Muslim girls, they put in their heart something. They can realize exactly what is it. So she put me closest of my bigger sister. And she put me something on the head. They can realize me, I'm the boy or girl. Okay, they automatically, they see me, I have closest of the girl, so they see me, I'm the girl. So, and I was disagree with her, what she was doing. And I'm saying, Mom, no, what are you doing? I'm not girl. And she said, no, I'm doing something good for you. And I didn't understand in that time. And she's my mom. I was just great, and she did what she wanted to do. And then she put us in the house, and she locked the door from inside. So we are in the house now. We're listening gunfire. More than like 20 minutes we were listening, and the gunfire is just close to our house, and we don't know what's going on. And now we're listening sound of our animals, our cows, camels, horses, donkeys, a lot of animals that we had. So they shouting, they doing a lot of uh, things, and we don't know what's going on really. We can't go out. So suddenly we are not listening more gunfire. So that's the most scary time we had. So that means like two things. One, our dad and our brother, they win, our enemy run away, or they kill them. So we don't know, yeah, what's going on. So after 5 minutes, our enemy, they came, they got in the house. They broke the door and they got inside the house. They found us. The first question to my mom, where your son? And she said to them, I don't have son. They kick her and they hit her. So me and my sisters, we did everything to fight with that soldier, but we couldn't. So in the end, so their commander said to them, okay, guys, we have to move. We have to go to other village to attack other villages. So let's go. So what we can do is as women, and we don't have time to rape women and to stay to women. And what they did is they took everything what we had, especially food we had. They took everything, the little money we had, took everything just to get out. And what they did is they came by jeeps. On the jeep was gas. Someone went the top of the house and put the gas, and they turned back. So and they just locked the door from outside, and they throw the fire where they put the gas. So women going to kill herself by fire. We don't have time to rape her or to kill her even. So they now just move to a different direction, and we don't know what to do. We are just crying, we are shouting, and we don't know from where we can get the help. And I don't know, our mom, she could find a way to save us our life. We just run away from the fire, and we are running. We didn't know which direction we are running. So after like 5 minutes, we are running together, and we found body person. And we realized that he's our dad. Our dad shot and he killed. And that's my first time. I'm 9 years old and found a like body of dead body. What that meaning? And my first time I'm touching the dead body. And he's my dad. And I'm asking myself a lot of questions. Why? I can't believe it. How is it possible? He died, he never wake up. What that mean for me? Like that was sometimes, I'm sharing my story and I'm came to this point. Sometimes just stop and not share my story. So I said, no, it's very, very strong to me. I can't do that. But I understood that this is my story, not for nobody else. And I have to do it. Nobody else to do for me. So, and I have to do it now. I don't want to also wait for one moment to come and then start. I want to do it right now. So I do have a little bit self-confidence. Even my story is very difficult and very hard, I have to do it. So in my culture, is traditional, very is forbidden to leave dead body to and run away. So our mom, she stayed with the body of our dad, and me and my two sisters were running. We are going to other village, called people, and people will come to help our mom. So we are now running. After 10 minutes, we found a body of our bigger brother. He's also killed. And now we just get up. So we want to go to die together, and nobody there to kill us together. So our bigger sister, she stayed with the body of our bigger brother, and we are just running now. Me and my younger sister, we are running to go into other village to tell the people. So we went to other village, we called the people, and people came to help. So that was lucky that our middle brother, he's all the one, he went to city and he's studying the city. And if he was there, I can imagine what was there to him. So he's in the city and he don't know what's going on in the village. And that's time you don't have cell phone, you can call what's going on, people. So, and we now just in other village, we've been 3 days. And you can imagine also when you were 9 years old and what you love to do. What I love to do is that, as I said in the beginning, my breakfast every morning, go to the cow. And second thing, play football. And football, I just take out my clothes and then I make the football, playing football. Like that's football I had. So now I left all those behind me, like my dad, he's not alive. My bigger brother, he's not alive. Our cows, my cow, is also behind me. I don't know where is it. Where they are, all our animals. And not my home even. All those behind me, but very important to me, play football. So now I have new friends in this different village. And new, like everything new for me. So I was playing football with my new friends. Our enemies, they came to attack also that village too. And that day, like catastrophic day, I can say. See, our enemies, they killed first of all our animals we had. Like people in the village, they have animals like cow, like horses, camels, and then come to people because the person can take the cow or take a horse and run away. So that's why they killed first of all the strong animals and then come to the people. So they came to attack us, that village, and me and my two friends, we just ran away from where the place we were playing football. We went to the jungle. And now we are inside the jungle. We're running inside the jungle, and we're running, not stopping, no stopping. We're just running. After like 2 hours, we're not stopping. We're just running, and we became also so tired, and we thirsty. We want to drink water, but we don't know where we can find the water, and became dark place, and we don't know what to do. And we are inside the jungle, and that jungle was very scary, and we're listening sound of dangerous animals like lion, and we say to ourselves, what we can do? So we tried to climb. We climbed to some trees, and we tried to sleep one night. And we don't know where we are even, in which direction. And what we did is we didn't sleep our first night. 4 p.m. a.m. we just wake up. We get down from the tree, and we are just running some direction. We don't know where we're going. So like this, after 2 days and a half, we came to the city called Genena. In Genena city, we came there, we meet UN people. And that's what 2003. And that's my first time in my life I'm meeting white people. That's my first time. I didn't know that, people, a human being in different color. No way. Okay, so that's my first time I'm meeting people in different color. I'm saying to myself, what is this? This is animal? What is this? But I realized he looked like me. So me and my friends, our goal was just came to him, the white person, to touch him and feel what he feel like. That was like, wow. Something that I can't imagine also what in age 9, what I did. And also my first time I'm seeing the car, electricity, you see, wow, something like, oh my God, you just like new global you are now. So, and the UN people, they asked me my family name, and I said Baraka. And so they said, okay, we know someone Baraka family, okay, and who's studying here? You have brother? I'm saying, yes. So your middle brother is studying in the city. And they went to call him, and they brought him. And my brother asking me, why you are here? And I say, I just came here. I didn't know how to answer him, his question, why I'm here. And UN people, they took us, they start to build an ID camp. So they put us in ID camp, they give us tent, and me and my brother, we are in that tent, and my brother now understood that something wrong there going on, and there's no cell phone, as I'm saying, to call and to know what happened in the village. And I'm not ready to answer his question why I'm here. So me and my brother, we've been 2 days. After 2 days, my sister, my two sisters, and my mom, all of them, they serve their life and they came in the same city. And now we, without our bigger brother, without our dad, without our animals, we are now together in the city. So we've been a couple months in the city, and UN people, they give us everything, like food, clothes, a lot of things, everything what we want. So they give us, because the UN people, for them also very dangerous to go to the area, the village, and save people, their life. So they are just all in the city. So someone who is run away from the war to come to the city, they take care about him. So after a couple months, the UN people, they realizing that a lot of families coming from the war. So they have to do something. So what they did is they open now refugees camp in Chad. So now they taking us from ID camp to refugees camp. So I want to just also tell you guys that not all that listen to me, okay? I want to also ask you a question here, and feel free to answer this question. So my question is, what's different between ID camp and refugees camp? What is different? If there my question is clear, different between ID camp and refugees camp. What's different? I want to see.
Are there better better facilities at the refugee camp, or the opposite?
Thank you for guessing. Someone else.
If you're in a refugee camp, does it mean that you're never going to go home?
Okay, you never go to home. Interesting. Thank you. Who else? Any other case? Feel free, guys. Really, fine to say any. Okay, so my question was, like, what's different between ID camp and refugees camp? ID camp is that inside your country. Okay, ID camp is inside your country. You just left your home where you born out, where you born, and now you are just different place in the same your country. And there's some people protecting you, okay, giving you protection. You are there. And that's really temporary place you are there now. So refugees camp is that totally in different country. You are not in the same country, okay? So that's a difference between ID camp and refugees camp. So we moved from ID camp to refugees camp in Chad, and did everything new for us, even culture, language, a lot of things, everything new for us. And there were a lot of people, thousands of people. My first time I came to the refugees camp. In my refugee camp were 90,000 of people, the same place, a lot of disease, a lot of people, wow, that's so disgusting place. But that's what I have. That's what we had. So I've been there from in the beginning of 2004 until 2007. So in 2007, I became like big man. I'm 13 years old. And I said to myself, oh, I have two options. I understood that I have two options. One option is to go back to my village, join with a rebel group and fight for my village. And second option, to leave refugees camp and found normal life with education. I shared to my mom, please help me I will take those options. One of those options, I have to take it. And she said, I'm quoting what she said, my dear son, thank God will be good. I never understood what she wanted from me. And she said, continue, she said, don't think you have all the one way or one option. As you say, you want to go to back to your village, join with the rebel group and fight and kill people and bring your village back. This is not all the one way you have. Go find your normal life you are looking for, education looking for. Become educated to know how to start genocide without killing people. And I didn't understand. But I was listening to her. I was very carefully and listening to her, what she said. And I left her. And she said, go find normal life. So I'm okay, I'm going now, I'm leaving her. And I left her 2007. I joined the one group that group was going to Libya. I came to Libya 2007. So I want to ask you also one question more here. What happened in 2007 in Libya? You can any guess? It's fine.
Gaddafi was overthrown.
Okay, Gaddafi was killed. Okay. Who other? Want to guess any other guess? What happened in Libya 2007? Okay, Jerry or what his name? Yeah, he said, okay, that's right, Gaddafi time, okay? But this is, okay, I'm just confusing you guys, okay? This is nothing happened 2007 in Libya, okay? That's right, Gaddafi time, okay? Everybody love him. Everybody love him and he love everyone. So that's fine. Like no war, nothing, like, you know, the situation in the country is normal, fine. So what happened that I came to Libya, okay, 8/13. So I came there and, but what you, Jerry, tried to say that's 2011, all the problem was in Libya. So, but after I left Libya, thank God. So, so when I came to Libya 2007, is that, you know, people from my community also, they came to the Libya before me. So, and they had like kind of a community center. So I can also work in my aid there. That was my very difficult time. So community said, okay, come to stay at community center. So I've been in community center. I was living in Benghazi city. I've been in Benghazi 1 year and a half. And after a couple months, I had to, I got also help from Libyan family. They took me, they adopted me, and they take me, also register me at school. So that's my first time I went to school in my life. And just catch like this pencil or pen and try to write my name. So there I started everything from the beginning. I studied Arabic language, speaking and how to know writing and reading and speaking all. So during 1 year and a half. So during 1 year and a half, I understood also that, you know, the person called refugee, he don't have any border where to stop. He can go to anywhere, anywhere he can go, any country. Until his genocide will stop in his country, he can go to his country. So I understood that and say, oh, I'm the refugee. So why Libya is not take care about the refugees' rights? So this is also a question for you guys. So what do you think? Why Libya don't care about refugees, people, or refugees' rights? We are talking about 2007, okay? So why Libya don't care about refugees, about refugees' rights? Hanan, what do you think?
I think they don't care because why, I don't know. Maybe it's like, why would they care? I mean, it's a terrible answer, but.
Okay, so why United States care about the refugees?
Well, I'm biased, so I don't know. I'm like, you know, I'm from America, so I don't know. I think
what's the difference between United States and Libya? So also country.
Democratic country.
Okay,
It has to do with money. It's too poor a country to care about anybody but themselves.
Okay, in 2007, Libya, one of the like rich countries all the globe.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's not the issue of the money.
Democrat. It's not a democratic country. It was a dictatorship.
Okay, so then I think like dictatorship also they like kind of take care or no, it is not that not the answer. But okay, because of the time, I don't want to also give you more time to guess. Is that Libya is not part of the countries signed in Refugees Convention 1951 in UN. So they don't care. So we are not part of that convention. And they are right. They do care about human rights. It's totally different things. So I understood that, and I'm saying to myself, okay, which country is now close to Libya and that country signed the Refugee Convention? So I can go and I take my refugee rights. And I realized that's Italy. So I want to try to go to Italy and take my refugee status and my refugee rights. That's a pretty close country. So I tried to go to Italy, and I heard like very, very scary stories. My best friends, they tried to go to Italy and they lost their life on the sea. And I said to myself, no way, I'm not going to Italy in this way. So, but some of my friends, they do get inside the Italy and they got their refugees rights. And even they went to different European countries. And most of the European countries, they sign in Refugee Convention and they give them their refugee rights and refugee status. And what I was thinking that my mom, she said to me, go found normal life with education, become educated to know how to stop genocide without killing people. That was kind of, okay, so this is my strong message I got from her. I'm not going to lose my life without meeting her again. So I said, I don't want to go to Italy in the danger way. So I came back to Benghazi. And Benghazi, I've been 1 week. After 1 week, my friend joined to me and he said, he's bigger than me. He said, we can go to Egypt. So we came to Egypt 2008. That time, Egyptian government and Sudan government, they had agreement and catch people who's called Darfurian and who is coming from Darfur area. And who is realizing he's a Darfurian, so they take him back to Khartoum, capital city of Sudan. So, and Sudanese government, they were realizing that person from those areas. So they have 2 options to him. 1, kill him. 2nd, put him in jail. You don't know when he will release from the jail. And me and my friend, we listen those things and we say, okay, we have to leave this country right now. So we leave the Egypt, we want to leave the Egypt, but the question is how we can leave and where to go. So we've been in Cairo, capital city of Egypt, like 3 weeks we've been there. And the last week we were just watching TV. On the TV, that's my first time in my life, I'm listening history of Jewish people, history of Am Yehudi. My first time, Israeli citizen, and Israel, he's a Jewish, and he's telling a story like about Jewish people on TV. Just I'm listening to this thing, and in Arabic language, and I'm understanding and say to myself, what? Listen, I said to my friend, listen, how is possible? That person, he telling like they were in Egypt and they moved to Israel. What? They are also Egyptian? Who they are? And he said, yeah. So this is long story. Don't ask me. And he said, I'm saying, no. Listen, I want to understand. He said like 40 years, took him 40 years to leave Egypt to go to Israel. You said those countries like borders. They have only one border between. How is possible 40 years? Maybe he confused me, saying 4 hours, not 40 years. Okay, so I'm now 14. I'm listening kind of this story. And I said to myself, no way, I did the X, it's not right. 40 years, no way. And second point he explained there, that about Holocaust. Millions of people killed by person and nobody talk about. And I said to myself, what was the reason? No, it's not clear to me. People killing and people just by fire, campfire, and in any different ways, and they killing. What's the reason? Million of people. Like, okay, we in Darfur, we are talking about thousand and thousand and thousand, 100,000. So we're talking about thousand, and you're talking about the million. So what's the chance we have? People can't talk about our genocide. I said to my friend, and he said, okay, so what do you want to say? And I said to him, I'm really identified with this story. From here, I'm not going to back to Africa. And that's my first time. I'm now also understanding that I'm in Africa still. So the country white people living, for me, is not Africa. Okay, so that's my first time also now I'm understanding Libya was in Africa and also Egypt in Africa. That's my first time I was understanding all those things. And my friend, he's studied a little bit to understand what's going on. And I said, why we didn't listen to the same story if we've been in Chad, Chadian people, Libya, Egypt today we are. So why they don't have the same story like Jewish people? And he said, okay, so what do you want to say? I said, okay, we're going to Israel. And he said, you are crazy, go to Israel. Israel every day, every week, every month, every year, they have war. So we coming from the war and go to war again? He said, I'm saying, why they have war? Don't ask me a lot of questions. That's he said. I said, no, you have to answer me my questions. And he said, okay, there's like Palestinian, they're Arab, and Israelis, they're Jewish, they have war between. Oh, between Jewish and Arab. I said to him, he said, yes. Oh, okay. So I don't care. I'm African. So what's the wrong I have between Jewish people? I'm African, they are Jewish. Okay, we don't have war, right? So I can go to them. And he said, you don't understand. What I don't understand. So that's our discussion was very, very long discussion. And in our culture, we have to like give our like respect the person who is bigger than you. So that means even he's wrong, you have to believe him kind of, or agree with him. So he's bigger than me. So I have to shut up, you know. So he said, shut up, you don't ask me a lot of questions. And I said, I have to ask you. So I not gave up. So what I did everything, and then I convinced him. So we come to one conclusion that we are going to Israel. And the question is how we can get to Israel. So that question was a very challenging question. And we tried to answer that question we asked ourselves. So we just one day, we just we ran away from the house where we've been in Cairo. Is the center of our community. So we just go out. It's very dangerous to us also go out on the day. So, but we decided to go out. So we asking now a lot of questions to people. People will answer us our question. We want to go to Israel, how we can get. And they said, okay, you see that's place? We said, yes. So that's the Israeli embassy. So you can go there. Okay, so we came there. And I just even running and going to inside. And the police stopped me. So who you are? Where are you going? And said, I want to go to Israel. Okay, give me your passport. My first time, I'm listening, passport. What does it mean, passport? I don't have passport. I leave my country. I was 9 in my country. You will get your passport when you are 19 or 18, 19. So I don't have any passport. So what I had is like from refugees camp, is the kind of card paper from the refugees camp. So I give, this is what I have. They say, no, this is not, it is not passport. So you can go to Israel. So we just coming back to where the place we were living. So on the way, we have to ask a lot of questions to people on the street. And it's scary to us also asking people, we don't know them. So suddenly we stop someone on the street and we said, we want to go to Israel, how we can go, you can help us? He said, wow. And his wow was very scary to us. We saw that he's from the police, but he's the right person. how is scam? How is scam? You know, we just came to the right person. And he said, get inside the car, get in the car. And we said, why? I was scared even to get the car. I don't know you, who you are. And you say, come inside the car. So my friend, he just got inside the car. And I'm saying, okay, if you get inside, so I can go also. So we're going to die together, even this will be dangerous things. So we went to inside his car, and he said, okay, so my name is Muhammad. I'm from Sinai, and I came to capital city to found people like you and help them how to get to Israel. We said, oh my God, that's unbelievable. And that's right. He said you have two ways to how to get to Israel. One way is very expensive way, and I will give you, I will take you inside the Israel, wherever you want. Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Eilat, Haifa, any cities if you want to go to that expensive way. And we said, you are Israeli? He said, no, I'm not Israeli. I'm Egyptian. I'm living in the border in Sinai. So this is my job. And difficult way, each of us will pay $500, and he will brought us in the border and 40 kilometers. He will leave us, and we will cross the border alone. And that's the danger option we have. So we don't have that money, $1,000 to pay him and to keep safe way to Israel. So we choose the danger way. So we were 12 people. And he brought us from the capital city to Sinai, Sinai border, 40 kilometers. He left us, he going back, and we are running now. We crossing the border. So the time, that's what night, we crossing the border. We found Egyptian soldiers. They saw us, they shooting us, we're running. They shooting us, we're running. So 3 people, they killed from us, and we are 9 people, we get to Israel. After we get to Israel, we found like 2 soldiers. Maybe that's time, Hanan, you been in soldier, 2008. So we came to the site of Israel, and we found 2 soldiers. One soldier called fighting soldier, and second was like medical soldier. Okay, so they just came out. We are Israelis. So please stop. So they speaking with us in Arabic, and I said to my friend, listen, they are not Israelis. They have their own language. So they speaking in us in English, in Arabic. So that means we are still in Egypt. So we don't want to stop it. So we're just running. And then they say, no. They throw, what's that called? Hanan, you can explain that. It's a satora.
A flare. A flare up into the air.
Exactly. So not like day, you can realize everything what's going on. In that time, we're realizing their uniform, and they are not Egyptian. So we stand up. So they came and check everything. So we've been with them, and one of our guys, he got shot in his leg, and soldier medical, he gave everything, and then he helped him. And then the fighting soldier, he was like very difficult to him to see the person who is shot. And I said to myself, wow, you have also gun, and what are you afraid? So and what he did, he took out his what they called, with the shoes. His shoes he took out, and he socked, he gave the person who is shot. And now he put his shoes without the socks. And I said to my friend, listen, if this guy is not also has the same what we had, how he can do that? This I'm saying. You know, I told you I identify with them. That's the reason. And he said, why you just saying that? Because he's just only 20 years old, soldier. Okay, how he can come from Egypt to Israel, and he can realize, or he can identify with you are suffering, or he's even not coming from Holocaust. So how can he can't realize, and he can say, oh, we have this situation. And I said to him, no, maybe because his family, maybe his grandpa, grandmother, you don't know. This is story from there. And in the end, he said, okay, we don't know what will be, so we will see. So Israeli soldiers, they took us in Saronim jail. Some jail called Saronim. So they put us in Saronim, and I've been in Saronim 1 year and a half, 1 month and a half. After 1 month and a half, I released. I came to Sheva bus station. They said go. I didn't know where to go. I take taxi from Beersheba to Eilat. In Eilat, I've been, before you get to Eilat, we have some kibbutz called Elot. So kibbutz Elot, I found people from the Darfur area who came 2005. And they helped me. I was living with them. I tried to find a school there. I couldn't find a school in Eilat. I came to Tel Aviv after 3 months. I came to Tel Aviv. That's the capital city of Israel. I came. Okay, so people don't know who is really Israel. That's the capital city is Tel Aviv, not to Jerusalem. So I came to capital city of Israel. So that's like from bus station, South Tel Aviv bus station, it took me 3 hours to get out. The complicated station I found my life in that time. So I just going the same things. I don't know where to enter, where I going to get outside. So after 3 hours, I get out. I came to the Levinsky Garden. In Levinsky Garden, I found a lot of people, and they are African. And that was winter, and people suffering, people without like no good clothes, and even not that, they don't have enough food. And I said to myself, oh, no, I don't want to go to them. I don't want to go through them. So I just run away to them from them. So I just found a white person and said, okay, you can give me your phone. I want to call to my friend. And he gave me his phone. I called to my friend. My friend was living in South Tel Aviv, neighborhood called Shapira neighborhood. So in Shapira neighborhood, he was living there, and he come to me there. I was living with him 9 months. During 9 months, I'm going to different organizations to help me to found a school. Like go to ARDC, Misila, Amnesty, Hayes, a lot of organizations, they're helping people. So it's South Tel Aviv. So after 9 months, I found a school. That school, as Hanan mentioned, where we got to meet, we know each other. That's Yamin or Usmain. That's a religion school and Jewish school. I didn't know what to do. I'm not person as Jewish and even not a religion. And I came to religion place. And I said to myself, oh, so this is the thing. Those people, they have good a heart, and they give me this opportunity. And they even said, his name is Chaim Perry. He come to say, listen, feel free, okay, whatever you want, we are here for you. And feel free, feel like home. And he said, feel like home. So in the beginning also, Rabbi said that, that sentence is that from the Bible. Al tilkas et hager ki gerim haytem be'aretz Mitzrayim, as some said in Hebrew. Maybe someone not understanding this, Hanan, maybe, I don't know how to say that in English. Al tilkas et hager ki gerim haytem be'aretz Mitzrayim.
Don't do bad to the stranger because you were strangers in Egypt.
So, and the people hearing the manager, the Chaim Perry, saying to people who is working with him, and they say, and people who is working with him, and they said, how we can accept the goy? How do you say goy? I don't know how to say goy. There's a person who's not Jewish, okay, who's not also a religion, okay, that's a goy. So how we can accept him? And Chaim said to them, listen, and second sentence is he say, there's some of Farasha talking about that, ger hayatom, okay? A ger hayatom is that a person who don't have father or mother, okay? And he's strange and he's coming to us. So who can accept him if we are not? So nobody talking now. So after they accept me, I'm there. And then I was just, trying to also be the same other kids. So I put the kippah and blue jeans, everything, every morning go to the synagogue, put the tefillin, okay, open the Bible and to read and pray. So one day, my genocide will stop genocide. I can go back to home. That's my prayer was. So I did Ulpan, kind of, I learned alphabet in Hebrew. After that, I joined grade 9, 10, 11, 12, I finished my high school in Pool Bagrut exams, we called. And after that, before I go to academic, I want to go to also army. And I said, I want to go to army. And they said, oh, no, you can go. I said, why I can go? Because you are not Jewish, you are not citizen. So that was very hard to me, but I could find a way. I did voluntary service 1.5 years. And after 1.5 years, I went to study my academic studies. I went to IDC, that's the university in Ercelia. So I went to Ercelia and I accepted in Ercelia. There I studied my BA in government. And after I finished my BA, I really love to be in academic area. So I want to also continue my master. So I registered in my master just before coronavirus time. I finished my master in public policy 2 at IDC, and I got the scholarship. That's before Canan said that there's a top schools in Israel and also like very expensive schools we have in Israel. That's private university, okay? First private university in Israel even. So there are one that has, they gave me scholarship, and also I found someone also gave me a scholarship. So I folded my scholarship. I finished my 2 masters there. And I'm the co-founder of African Student Organization in Israel. And I felt that in my first year of my first semester, I came to academic area, I found a lot of challenges. And I said to myself, if who will come after me, behind me, I don't want he will also found the same challenges. So that's why I created the organization, and that organization now giving scholarship and living expenses to people like me, who is come in young age, or even who is come bigger age, but he want to go to academic area. So my organization helping asylum seekers, refugees in Israel, go to academic area. So today I have 45 students in different colleges, in different universities, and some of that's amazing thing that I have also a student doing master in Toronto, in Canada, and one is doing his master in Washington, D.C. So that is a kind of, my organization is working now. I'm just also saying also I want to leave now organization. I want to give the opportunity to other people to lead the organization, because I do believe that by change. So this is the time to change. I finished my first degree and second degree. There's time to just move forward, to do something else, something you don't know, okay? So that's now just training now another person. He will be CEO in the coming maybe couple months. He will be the CEO and he will lead the organization. And he's one of also my students. So that's kind of organization, doing an organization. Last year, 2019, 18, my first time, I just left Israel and went to abroad. And that country was the most far away country, okay, in my life. I just fly from Israel, from Tel Aviv to New York City. So that's my first time. I came to the United States. I met my brother, my middle brother, and he also went from country to country, from country to country. He came to Atlanta, and he living in Atlanta today. And we haven't seen each other from 2004 until 2018, we meet each other. So I've been with him 1 month. During 1 month, I just went to kind of travel to like different states, a little bit also to know the Jewish community there, and also my friends who is from Darfur, who is living in the United States. And I went to just, from different places, DC and Boston, and a lot of like different states. And then I came back to Israel. And after I came back to Israel, I said to myself, I have to go to a student delegation from IDC University to Poland, about where there was Holocaust. And I registered there, I went to Poland. And you can imagine the person who is coming from genocide survivor and go to Holocaust, where the place Holocaust was. And trying to even explain or trying to describe the feeling what I had there, but I couldn't. That was the most hurt also time I had. And the things I saw on TV, I just read the book, and today I'm the right place. I'm here. Where was Holocaust? Here. So physically I'm there. That was very, very hard to me. But after I came back, I said to myself, I'm going to do everything to see my mom. I haven't seen 2013, 2007 until last year, until 2019. I haven't seen her. And I said to myself, I'm going to do everything to meet my mom. So, Israel and Chad, they don't have relationship. So I can't get the visa from Israel to Chad. So I went from Israel to Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, I tried to find a way how to get to Chad. And they said, no, your passport is Israeli passport. And Israel, and they are Jewish, and we don't have connection with them, so you can get to Chad. And I'm saying, no, my mom living there. We don't care, your mom living there. We care about your passport. Your passport is meaning everything. Even if I'm saying I'm not Jewish, they say, no, you are Jewish. And your passport saying everything. So that's what it was very hard. But I could find a way. And I have to say here, just thank you to Jay Lieberman, a pastor of Hanan. He helped me in every single, and he was like, he was in touch with me all my way, all my journey. Okay, from Israel, from Tel Aviv to Addis Ababa, from Addis Ababa to Chad. And he paid me also for everything, going and coming. And that's like, I'm saying, oh my God, that's how it was wonderful. And Hanan family has become kind of family, okay? I don't know how to describe it. So he, Jay helped me in everything. And I could find way how to get the visa to Chad. So I got the visa, I went to Chad. And when I landed in Chad, they arrested me because my passport. They arrested me 4 hours, no talking, no question. After 4 hours, I released that. And then they said, you have to pay something and we can release. So I'm a student of government and anti those things to do, corruption things. And that's corruption. They said, pay me, I will release it. So what does that mean for me? That's what's very difficult to me. I just close my eyes and I give them the money, what they said. And I released it. I went to meet my mom. I've been with her, the same place where I lived 2000. I'm sorry, I met my mom. I'm sorry.
You are great. You are wonderful.
No reason to be sorry. We really appreciate you opening up and sharing this this difficult but beautiful story with all of us. So please take your time.
I'm sorry, lady. So I met my mom after 13 years. We haven't seen each other. And her condition was so bad. So
Usmain, I think we're all here giving you a virtual hug. If we could all give you a big hug right now, we give you a huge virtual hug.
Thank you. In a refugees camp where I lived her, 2007, and until she's there, until the same place, and the condition is so difficult where she lives. She's suffering a lot of things. I say to myself, what I'm doing, and I say to myself, oh my God, I'm living in Israel, and I have everything, I have condition like amazing, I have air condition in my apartment in Israel, and I have, oh my God, I don't know what to say. That was like an unbelievable situation. I was just crying all the week. And even I lost my voice. Like 1 week, I lost my voice. And then after a week, my voice came back. I will say, I sing, Hanan, you have my pictures. I sent to Hanan. Hanan will send you also the pictures I have from refugees camp. And that was a difficult time. And I haven't met them many years. And I said to myself, after 2 weeks, I'm going back to Israel. I suffered a lot. I've been like 2 weeks. I suffered a lot being there in refugees camp. And I can imagine, I've been here. I've been here. And how I can remember exactly what I did and what my condition was before I left the refugees camp. So I said to my mom, okay, where I come from? She said that, I'm coming from Europe, okay? What she knows is Europe and US. All of those places they know. The person, like for them, Europe is one country and the United States is one country. So that's what they know. You come from United States, or you come from America? I'm saying, no, I'm come from Israel. Ah, you come from Europe, okay? So that was like very hard time for me. And I just see outside around the refugees camp and I see the kids, they suffering in a lot of things. And little kids, they suffering in a lot of, that was summer, very hard. But that's what they have. Their houses, you can't stand and get inside the house. You have to just kind of growing and get inside the house. That's kind of 10. And oh my God, I say to myself, what I'm doing, I'm studying. I'm saying, I'm studying, I'm living in Israel. What's the meaning? Why I'm studying even? I have to find the work and work hard. Okay, I send money to my mom to build better house. I will take her to from refugees camp to in some city, even other country. I want to take, I don't want to see her too. She will be there. She's my life. So, but this is a situation. When I say to myself, I have goal. My goal is become a leader and become, as she said me before I left at 2007, to become educated, to know how to stop genocide without killing people. So this is kind of message. And I say to myself, okay, I will go back to Israel. I will finish my master and I will continue to be leader. And I want to also talk about the situation, what's going on in Darfur, what's going on in the refugees camp. I'm going to travel all around the globe and explain the issue. This is very important. So, and also I'm going to try to do everything and to make better life to my mom. So I came back, I finished just my master as I'm saying. But I saw her, that was also good for me to see her. And like all the time now I'm thinking her about her condition, about my sister, she's married, she has 3-4 kids, and we don't know each other, even her kids and and me, and also my little sister, she's taller than me. I couldn't realize her even. So that was unbelievable time what I had there. And then I came back. So this is the situation. And I'm here in Israel. I'm the activist. I'm also representing kind of African communities in Israel in every language. Sometimes I'm participating in Knesset, Israel Knesset, and also I'm doing a lot of lectures about the refugees issue, side of security issue all around the country here in Israel. And also now kind of I'm trying to do also all the globe and go to Europe or United States or different countries even to also explain the issue, what's going on in Sudan. And as you know, guys, you are following the news and the Israelis said, oh yeah, we have new connection relationship between Sudan and Israel. And I said, your relation, you say that, I interviewed also TV, Israeli TV and also Israeli radio that explain that, listen, you don't know what's going on in Darfur, in Sudan, Blue Nile, and how do you say, Nilu Sakakol, Nuba Mountain. Okay, Nuba Mountain, Blue Nile, and Sudan, at Darfur, 3 areas, their genocide is still happening. So how you say that you want to go to make a relationship between Sudan and Israel? I do believe that relations is good, but it's not the right person, not the right government, and not the right opportunity to make a relationship. So go know inside Sudan what's going on, and then come to say you want to go to make a relationship between Israel and Sudan. So those are things that's very difficult. The situation, what's going on in Sudan, even they're trying to see that the government changed, but there's no change. Okay, not only Omar Bashir, who is the president, he's not more there to being in his chair. That's not being, okay, is just clear everything. So the same government never changed. So that's now we are from outside, we're trying to, how we can make like, new strong groups, like rebel groups. They will come together to how to also even change. That we try to, and people like me to explain to people awareness going on in Darfur. And I just I opened now campaign also, in Darfur, West Darfur, where the place I burned. There is start now like very, very tough situation there in ID camp even. So I'm trying to also help from far away to them there. So what I'm doing is I opened a campaign raising money to help them there. That's find vote for them tent. There's a winter. They don't have house. They destroy their house. Buy to them a tent and also medicine and food. So three things that I'm focusing now and trying to help. Even I'm in Tel Aviv, from Tel Aviv to help them there. So that is kind of what I'm doing. I talked also to Hanan what I'm doing exactly that is right now. So this is the
Usmain?
thing. Yes.
Hi. First of all, I'm sorry for cutting you off. I really apologize. I have to apologize, and through Selichot also seriously, because what you're saying, everything you're saying is so powerful and is honestly, it's heart-wrenching, but also we just all, everyone I meet who meets you loves you, just absolutely loves you and wants to really help you in every single way. And I'm not kidding when I'm not exaggerating in any way. You are so inspirational. I don't want to cut you off, but we're going to have to get going because we have a program we have to continue. And what I'm going to suggest is you and I and the show will talk about maybe doing a follow-up in the next couple of weeks or months, maybe to continue your story and maybe go into other details, ask you more questions. Now that the synagogue has met you, maybe the other members will have questions to ask you. So we'll be able to have more time with you and so that you can inspire us and you can teach us about what it is to be a human being. I don't mean to cut you off, but we do have to continue. So as soon as we're done with Selichot, I'll give you a call and I'll discuss dates and times of how we can continue this discussion and hear more about what you have to say.
Can you make sure that we get information on the name of the organization in Israel, Hanan?
Yes, absolutely. First of all, it's on the website. But Usmain,
on our
there's
TIS website?
Yes, it's on the Selichot page. But also, Usmain, you had mentioned another organization in Darfur, and I'm sure people would like to hear about that more. And we will get all the information to everyone, and we will make sure that also, Usmain, we continue to talk to you, and we continue to, hear and be inspired by your story and by you.
Yeah.
So, Rabbi Josh, do you want to?
Yeah, Usman, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for opening up. I can assure you, you were not the only one in tears when we were listening to your story and your journey and everything that you have gone through. Absolutely beautiful, really absolutely beautiful. And as Cantor Lieberman said, absolutely inspiring. I can't thank you enough for getting up incredibly early in the morning to share this with us. And we will definitely follow up with you. I will say that, I perked up a little bit. I had actually a rabbi in Atlanta, so we can make that connection. That would be helpful next time you're there. I'm sure that they would love to hear your story as well. And this is the beginning of your relationship with the Fereth Israel. And then Cantor Lieberman, thank you so much for making that introduction. Usman, we look forward to growing our relationship and seeing how you can help us help the Ger that we talked about, people who find themselves as strangers in a strange land, and do a better job of supporting them and support you in your work as well moving forward. So again, I just all I can say is thank you so much. What a heart-wrenching story, but beautiful and inspiring all at the same time. And again, a really wonderful way to kick off the High Holy Day season here at the Fereth Israel. To think of our obligations in terms of how we can be better and how we need to be better in the year ahead. Usman, any last words before we move forward with our service?
Well, thank you. First of all, I have to say, as you say, that thank you so much for your patience, and just and this is my my best opportunity, even I can say that, to share with you my story. So my message to you is that what you heard, you can share with your family, your people, wherever you go, and just give awareness to any places you go. And and yeah, we do believe in that as kind of some words, tikkun olam. So how we can do that tikkun olam? So how we can make it? So that's the question we're going to continue to ask ourselves. And as you guys said, Hanan and Rabbi, you say that, so we will be in touch. And then, I'm so sorry that, that's not what's enough time to also get your questions, whatever. But I will more than happy to talk with Hanan, and then you can send the or the question to Hanan, and I will answer. And we can send you email, me and Hanan, and we will be in touch. And one day we will meet physically, Be'ezrat Hashem. So I do believe that, and you are so amazing kind. So God bless you, and one day we will meet. Thank you so much again.
Absolutely, Usmain. Thank you so much. Absolutely, truly inspiring, and your story is remarkable. So thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you so much, all of you. Bye.
Of course. So at this point, we're now going to turn to our Selichot service, the very first official service of the High Holy Day season, and we're leading you on two fronts, here from the chapel at the Fair at Israel, and also from beautiful Jerusalem. We'll encourage everybody to please follow along. Beth just put the link in the chat to our Selichot service. Our Tiferet Israel Selichot book. So I'll give you a second to copy and paste the link, to pull it up on your screen. And I'll be calling out pages from that link and from that page and that booklet, so we can all follow along. And again, this is the same booklet we've been using for the past few years here at the Tiferet Israel. So we'll give everybody just a moment to pull it up. And while we're pulling it up, I'll ask Cantor Lieberman to kick us off with a nigun.
Well, first of all, you can hear the bells of Jerusalem. Hear Jerusalem bells ringing. It's beautiful. Ay, nai, nai, nai. Yeah, nai, 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 nai. Ay, ay, nai, ay, nai, 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 nai. Ay, nai, nai, ay, nai, nai, nai. Yeah, nai, nai, oh, yo. Yeah, nai, 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 ay, nai, nai. Ay, nai, 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 ay, nai, nai. Yo, yo.
We'll now begin with the Ashrei. We'll ask everybody to turn to page 1 in our booklet. Take us away, Cantor Lieberman.
Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha Od Yalalu Chasela Ashrei Ham Shekach Lo Ashrei Ham Shadonai Eloav.
Should we despair of our being, unable to attain perfect purity? We should, if perfection were our goal. However, we are not obliged to be perfect once and for all, but only to rise again and again beyond the level of the self. Perfection is divine, and to make it a goal of humans is to call on humans to be divine. All we can do is try to wring our hearts clean in contrition. Contrition begins with a feeling of shame at our being incapable of disentanglement from the self. To be contrite at our failures is holier than to be complacent in perfection. We'll now continue on the bottom left-hand side on page 2 in our Selichot booklet.
אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני אותה אבקש. אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני אותה אבקש. שבתי בבית אדוני כל ימי חיי, לחזות בנועם בנועם אדוני ולבקר בהילכו.
We'll now turn to page 3, continue at the top of the page with Esainai.
אסיינה אל ההרים, מאין יבוא עזרי, עזרי מעם אדוני. עושה שמיים וארץ, Ay, nay, nay. Ay, nay, 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 nay. Ay, nay, nay, nay. Ay, nay, 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 nay. Ay, nay, 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 nay. Ay, nay, nay, nay. Ay, nay, 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 nay.
I lift up my eyes to the hills. What is the source of my help? My help comes from Adonai, maker of heaven and earth. We'll now turn to the bottom left-hand side of page 4 for Adon HaSelichot. Just brief way of introduction. This happens to be one of my favorite piyutim of the entire High Holy Day season, and it will be beautiful when Cantor Lieberman sings it, but I want to encourage you all to Google a YouTube clip of this being sung at the Kotel with thousands of people, which is also really powerful and beautiful as well. Cantor Lieberman, please take us away. Adon HaSelichot, page 4. The bottom left-hand side of the page.
Adon HaSelichot bochen levavot golei amukot dover tzedakot chatanu lefanecha rachem aleinu Adon beniflaot vatik benechamot זוכר ברית אבות, חוקר כליות, חטאנו לפניך רחם עלינו. טוב ומיטיב לבריות, יודע כל נסתרות, כובש עוונות, לובש צדקות, חטאנו לפניך רחם עלינו. מלא זכיות נורא תהילות, סולח עוונות, עונה בצרות, חטאנו לפניך רחם עלינו. פועל ישועות, צופה עתידות, קורא הדורות, רוכב ערבות, שומע תפילות, תמים דעות, חטאנו לפניך רחם עלינו.
We'll now continue top of page 7 with Hanasham Allah, reminding us that our souls are gifts to us from God. Take us away, Cantor Lieberman.
הנשם הלך והגוף פועלך, חוסה חוסה על המלאך. הנשם הלך והגוף פועלך, חוסה חוסה על המלאך.
We'll now invite anybody following along to please rise. We'll continue at the bottom of page 7 as we prepare for the 13 attributes, one of the central components of the Selichot service itself, reminding ourselves that while we think about all of our imperfections and we focus on the humanity piece of what it means to be human, despite our flaws, God will still be there for us. God will love us. Take us away, Cantor Lieberman, bottom of page 7 as an introduction to the 13 attributes.
אליך אפיים אתה, ובעל הרחמים נקראת, בדרך תשובה הורית, גדולת רחמך חסדיך, תזכו היום ובכל יום לזרעך ידידיך, תפן עלינו ברחמים, כי אתה הוא בעל הרחמים, ותחנון תפילה בפניך נקדם, כי עוד אותנו לעיניו מקדם, אחרון אפך שוב, כמו שתורתך כתוב, ובצל כנפיך נכסף ולהתעונן, כי יום בדרך אדוני בענן. תעבור על פשע ותמחה אשם, כי יום תתייצב עמו שם. תאזין שבתנו ותקשיב ממנו מאמר, כי יום ויקרא בשם אדוני ושם נאמר. ויבוא אדוני על פניו ויקרא, אדוני, אדוני, רחום וחנון, ערך אפיים, ורב חסד ואמת, נוצר חסד לאלפים, נושא עוון ופשע, וחטא ונקה. וסלחת לעווננו, ולחטאתנו נחתנו, סלח לנו אבינו, כי חטאנו, מחה לנו מלכנו, כי פשענו. כי אתה אדוני טוב וסלח, ורב חסד לכל קוראיך, ורב חסד לכל קוראיך.
Thank you, Cantor Lieberman. Absolutely beautiful. We're going to continue our service now. I'm going to invite everybody to please remain standing as we turn to page 12 and continue at the top of the page.
אל מלך יושב על כיסא רחמים, מתנהג בחסידות, מוחל עוונות עמו, מעביר ראשון מה במחילה לחטאים, וסליחה לפושעים, עושה צדקות עם כל בשר ורוח, לא חירתם תגמול, אלא ראיתנו עולמו 13, זכר לנו יום ברית 13, כמו שהודעת עלינו מקדם, כמו שכתוב, וירד אדוני בענן, יתייצב עמו שם, ויקרא בשם אדוני. ויבוא אדוני על פניו ויקרא, אדוני, אדוני, אל רחום וחנון, ערך אפיים, ורב חסד ואמת, נוצר חסד לאלפים, נושא עוון ופשע, וחטא ונקה. וסלחת לעווננו, ולחטאתנו נחתנו, סלח לנו אבינו, כי חטאנו, מחה לנו מלכנו, כי פשענו. כי אתה אדוני טוב וסלח, ורב חסד לכל קוראיך, ורב חסד לכל קוראיך.
We'll now continue with Shema Kolenu. We're on page 13, and we'll repeat each one of these verses after Cantor Lieberman, asking that God listens and hears our prayers. Take us away, Cantor Lieberman. Shema Kolenu. We're on page 13.
שמע קולנו, אדוני אלוהינו, חוס ורחם עלינו, וקבל ברחמים וברצון את תפילתנו.
Shema kolenu Adonai Eloheinu, chuz v'rachem aleinu, v'kabel b'rachamim v'ratzon et tefilatenu.
השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה, חדש ימינו כקדם.
Ashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva, chadesh yameinu kekedem.
אל תשליכנו מלפניך, ורוח קודשך אל תיקח ממנו.
Al tashlichenu milfanecha, v'ruach kodshecha al tikach mimenu.
אל תשליכנו לעת זקנה, ככלות כוחנו, אל תעזבנו.
Al tashlichenu le'zikna, kiklot kochenu, al tazvenu.
עזבנו אדוני אלוהינו, אל תרחק ממנו, עשה עמנו אות לטובה ויראו רצוננו מבשהו, כי אתה אדוני זרתנו ממחתנו אמרנו, אז הנה אדוני בנהיגנו.
We'll continue on page 14 on the top of the page with the introduction to the first of what will be many confessionals that we'll be reciting together over the course of our time over the next 2 weeks. Once again, the Vidui, the introduction to the Vidui, we're on the top of page 14.
נאי 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 אלוהינו ולאבותינו תבוא לפניך תפילתנו, ואל תתעלם מתחינתנו, שאין לנו לזייף עניים וקשי עורף, לומר לפניך אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, צדיקים אנחנו ולא חטאנו, אבל אנחנו ואבותינו חטאנו. איי נאי 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 איי נאי 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 איי נאי 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 אשמנו, בגדנו, גזלנו, קיבלנו דופי. איי נאי 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 איי נאי 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 איי נאי 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 הבינו, פרשנו, זנו, חמסנו, תפרנו שקר, יעצנו רע, כיזבנו, לצנו, מרדנו, ניאצנו, שרנו, אבינו, פשרנו, צררנו, קישינו עורף, רשענו, שקרתנו, תיעבנו, טעינו, תהיתנו. איי 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 איי, שנאנו מצוותיך משפטך הטובים, ולא שבה לנו, ואתה צדיק על כל הבא עלינו, כי אמת עשית, ואנחנו הרשענו.
We'll now turn to page 18. We'll continue singing together, Shomer Yisrael.
שומר, שומר ישראל, שמו שארית ישראל. שומר, שומר ישראל, שמו שארית ישראל. ואל יאבד, ואל יאבד ישראל, ואל יאבד, ואל יאבד ישראל. האומרים, האומרים, האומרים שמע ישראל. שומר, שומר גוי אחד, שמו שארית עם אחד. שומר, שומר גוי אחד, שמו שארית עם אחד. ואל יאבד, ואל יאבד גוי אחד, ואל יאבד, ואל יאבד גוי אחד עם יחדים. שמך אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. שומר, שומר גוי קדוש, שמו שארית עם קדוש. שומר, שומר גוי קדוש, שמו שארית עם קדוש. ואל יאבד, ואל יאבד גוי קדוש, ואל יאבד, ואל יאבד גוי קדוש המשרשים. בשלוש קדושה לקדוש.
We'll now continue singing together in the middle of page 19, Avinu Malkeinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu Vaneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu Vaneinu, Ki en banu maasim. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed, ve'oshienu.
We'll now continue to Kiyat Shofar, the sounding of the shofar. We're on the bottom of page 20. Wake up, you sleepy ones, from your sleep, and you who slumber arise. Inspect your deeds, repent, remember your Creator. Those who forget the truth in the vanities of time and throughout the entire year devote their energies to vanity and emptiness, which will not benefit or save. Look to your souls, improve your ways and your deeds, and let every one of you abandon his evil path and thoughts. The essence of Selichot. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight for what was a really heart-wrenching, beautiful, and inspiring program. And staying around for our Selichot service, as I said before, the first official service to help get us ready for Rosh Hashanah and the high holiday season that is just around the corner. It's not just around the corner anymore, it's actually here. So I want us to think about how we can best prepare ourselves for the new year, the year that lies ahead. No doubt in everybody's minds that this past year has been a difficult one. And it's up to us. It's up to us to make sure that the next year, 5781, will be better. So once again, I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Is Cantor Lieberman still here? Okay, so we'll conclude our services by singing Yigdal together on page 21. Trying to get the high holiday tune in my head, but we'll just do the typical Erev Shabbat tune. Yigdal Elohim Chai ve'yishtabach timsav yehinei tel metziuto echad ve'en yachid keyichudo ne'lam v'gam ein sof ve'achduto ein lo demut haguf ve'eino guf lo na'aroch elav kedushato Admon lechol davar asher nivra rishon ve'en reshit lereshito hino adon olam v'chol nosar yoreh gedulato u'malchuto shefan nevuato netano el anshe segulato v'tifarto Lo kam b'Yisrael kemoshe navi umabit et emunato Torah emet natan le'amo el aliyat nevio neman beito Lo yachad Yisrael ve'lo yamir dato le'olamim lezulato Sofer ve'yodea setzareinu Mabid l'sof davar v'kadmato Gomer le'ish chesed kemifalo Noten le'rasha ra kerishato Yishlach l'ket yamin meshichenu Mitov m'chai keket yeshuato Meti Michael ve'rochasto Baruch Adeyat Shem Tehilato Meitim Yechael ve'rochasto Baruch Adeyat Shem Tehilato. Shana Tova, everybody. Have a happy and a healthy new year. Wishing you all a wonderful rest of the night. And maybe you'll join us for Minyan tomorrow morning.